Hello again. Back after a little bit of a break, so apologies for there not being much new content recently, but hopefully normal service now resumed. Now, it means a lot to me that there's quite a few of you who subscribe through the YouTube channel, or you follow me on Facebook for new content. And I take that as quite a compliment, because you kind of put quite a lot of trust in me to pass on, information and knowledge and expertise, and for what I give you to be correct and to be useful. Back in the day when I was first learning guitar, it was before the internet became the thing that it is now. If I wanted to learn stuff, I had to go to the library, seek out books and material like that, find local guitar teachers, other people who played guitar, and share information, get information off them. Whereas now, the internet and things like YouTube and so on is just so prolific. Pretty much anyone who's got a computer and a camera can put together videos, videos like this, videos like that like I do, and can share their knowledge. But the problem is there's so much out there. The law of averages says for all the videos that are out there, some of them are going to be maybe not so good, or have information in that isn't going to be so useful. Somebody drew my attention to a video a little while ago. By an American guy. Now I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but as I described the video, if you've seen any of this guy's stuff before, you probably know who it is I'm talking about. Quite a prolific YouTuber, and has a lot of videos there, and he presents information. But this particular video, someone had drawn my attention to. He's talking about something, and what he's offering really is an opinion. It's his opinion about a particular piece of musical equipment. And the danger with people like this is you get them not just on YouTube and on the internet, but you get them in life who have an opinion, but they can state it with such passion or such conviction or such forcefulness that you can actually take it as being a fact, and it's not. It's just their personal opinion. Some of these videos I present facts to you. If I'm talking about music theory and I tell you that if you take the notes C, E and G, that's a C major triad. If you add a 7th degree of B, you get a C major 7th chord. That's a fact. You can get a book from the library, you can look elsewhere on the internet, you can ask another guitarist, ask a music teacher, and they'll confirm that it's a cold hard fact that those notes make a triad or make a 7th chord or whatever. But something else to think about is what you're getting on videos and internet discussion forums and so on is opinion. Take this for example. This is a Schaller Floyd Rose licensed tremolo unit. It's a whammy bar, whatever you want to call it. Now I'm sure if you go out there on the internet and you look around forums, you look on YouTube and so on, you'll find people saying Floyd Rose is a load of crap. Now that might be true in certain situations. If you're playing in a Shadows tribute band, or you're playing lots of country stuff where there's double string bends and all that. Yeah, Floyd Rose, it's completely inappropriate, it's overkill, it'll look wrong on your guitar. You don't want one, you don't need one. But if you're a hardcore rock player, you're doing the Steve Vai, Joe Satriani sort of guitar gymnastics, then something like a double locking trem is pretty much a vital tool of the trade, because it allows you to do things like those sort of effects which you can't get on a normal tremolo unit. So for a rock player, this is a very useful piece of kit. For, say, a country player, maybe it's not so. So the expression as to whether something is a piece of crap or not is dependent largely on context. So if you asked a country guitarist or whoever to review this guitar, you'd probably say, well, maybe I like the colour, but the bridge is a load of crap. If you give the same guitar to a rock player, he'd say, oh yeah, the bridge is really good. What that really means is it's good or bad in that person's opinion, the way that person will use the guitar. So I guess what I'm getting at here in this video is to encourage you, when you're learning or picking up material from internet resources or from elsewhere, think about what you're hearing, what you're being told. Is what's being given to you a fact, like we said in the music theory example? Or is it something that's more likely it's actually someone's opinion? Even if it sounds like it's being presented with such conviction, it must be true. Think about it. The things like guitar technique. There are popularly accepted ways of doing things, but there are alternatives. For example, if you asked me to show you how to do vibrato, I'd probably do something that's based around a subtle bend with my fretting hand. But I know I do that because that's the way I was shown. It's a very popular way of doing fretting hand vibrato. Millions of guitar players do vibrato like that. But there are other ways of adopting the techniques you can use to get the same kind of effect. I've seen a lot of guitarists who use almost like a circular motion with a fretting hand. It's just another way of doing it. And if they've learnt that way, they'll go on and teach that technique to their students, because it's a technique that's most familiar to them. It's not necessarily a right way or wrong way. It's just a way that is effective for doing something. So if you come across a way, somebody showing you how to do something that's maybe different to the way that you've learned, it isn't necessarily wrong, it's just a different way of doing it. So keep an open mind about that. So the important thing is, when someone's presenting you with something, if it's saying this is a fact, this particular type of pickup is good, or this particular type of pickup is bad, or you should never have a bone nut on your guitar, it should always be like a metal roller nut. Well, no, that's just somebody's opinion as what works best on their particular guitar for their style of playing. So don't just take everything at face value. Be smart about it, and hopefully that'll help you to weed out the less useful, the more opinionated stuff out of the internet. Some people's opinions are really good and really valuable. Others, maybe not so. So what I'd ask you to do is just be smart about what you're listening to and being told, and try and get best value out of it. And in return, I'll always try and make sure that if I'm presenting something which is more subjective, more of an opinion, I'll say, I find that this particular technique is such and such, or in my experience I don't like particular type of feature on a guitar, but it's just my personal preference. It's not a fact that something is just binary, black and white, good or bad. Okay, so something to think about. Again, apologies for the delay since the last video, but been kind of busy with one thing and another, which I might tell you about in another video sometime. Until then, have fun, and I'll see you in another video sometime soon. Bye for now.